And we are live! Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you might be. Welcome back to the House of Hubris, here on twitch.tv/saaaaaaad. I'm Emma, and welcome back to Zero Escape, and more specifically, Zero Time Dilemma. Still up here with the very good title design. If you were here last time, you'll have seen some stuff. Mira's a serial killer. You remember all the setup we've had about the Heart Ripper? Well, that's her. Lots of murder. Eric had lots of trauma, but appears to not be a terrible person, just a abused ice cream salesman from Nebraska. Lots of murder. Lots of murder. We got another ending. And yeah. Honestly, that's about as much as I can summarize, what with this game not respecting any kind of linear timeline. Okay, weird conspiracy theories in the chat aside, shall we get on with this and see where the hell we were? Because we'd done all the fragments we could with Team Q. Yes, and that was Q's ending, where we shot Eric with a crossbow. You know. Are you the only one that got the vibe that Mira was the one who killed Eric's mum? It's kind of implicit, yeah, maybe. I'm never sure how much to read in these games, because they do just do some wild stuff just out of the blue that doesn't lead to anything. Yes, we'd done everything with Q Team, and I believe we were doing some stuff with C Team. Carlos and his beautiful hair. Okay, we've got all the branches of that, so let's just take a new fragment, shall we? So this is with Carlos, Junpei, and Akane, and Akane has a chainsaw. Oh god, this is going to be good right off the bat, I can already tell. And we've hit, we hit one lock on the Q fragments because we don't know Q's real name that we'll need for a puzzle. But I'm sure that'll turn up.
This is
the pantry.
Oh, hey Carlos, where's Junpei?
No idea.
Don't ask questions like
He was
that.
already gone when I woke up.
Junpei will be off doing something, God knows.
It's locked.
Wait, did Junpei do this?
You think he woke up first and then locked us in?
It's been a long time since you've seen each other, right? Maybe now he's Zero's accomplice.
That's not possible. The Junpei I know would
You're
never
not wrong.
do something
Akane with a
like that to
chainsaw
us.
is 100% Homestuck energy.
Sorry. It was just one of the possibilities.
Junpei.
You know, this has been on my mind for a while. But what exactly is he to you, Akane? It's hard to believe that you two just knew each other in grade school.
Junpei,
These expressions are so
He's very-
weird.
yes, he's very important to me.
The
All my
storyboarding
life,
is just
I've never really had many friends to call my own.
weird.
That's surprising. I would have taken you as the type guys and girls all fawn over in Japan.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. But that's not exactly... Junpei always said I was a girl who always said what shouldn't be said. I never
It's a
found
bit of a
myself
weird thing
bullied
to
or
say,
anything,
Junpei.
but it still seemed as if people considered me something of an odd girl.
And then I learned how to project my
Junpei was
consciousness through
different.
time.
He told me he'd rush to my aid whenever I was troubled. Once, when we were young, I was crying over something and he faced the enemy alone.
He sounds like he's a comic book hero.
Yes. To me he is, at the very least. But this past year has completely changed him.
It seems to me like he's the exact opposite now.
If it was because of me
Delightfully
somehow,
vague.
then
Oh
this
yes.
time I need to rush to his aid. That's what I've decided anyway.
You really like Junpei.
Don't know where
don't you?
Junpei is, but he's probably in trouble,
What in
so
the
let's
world are
rush
you
to his
saying,
aid.
Carlos?
I'm out of my depth when it comes to romance. My coworkers do always come to me with their stories, though. So I can tell. Just by looking, I can tell if someone's in love.
Does that mean there isn't anyone like that for you? That important?
There is. I love my little sister very much.
Stare into the middle distance while talking to
Sunshine
you.
of my life.
Oh, so a sister complex.
Ha ha, you're horrible.
Consider it payback for earlier. Now then.
See,
Nothing
yeah,
will come from
Carlos's
just sitting
aero
around
representation would be cool.
How about we find a way out?
But at the same time,
Right.
I wouldn't trust this game to
I
pull
bet
it off
you're
in a million
eager to see
years.
your dearest love as soon as you can.
Was that an incest joke?
Ah, Carlos.
Yes. Yes, it was. I was trying to gloss over that, if I'm honest. What the hell is that? It's adorable. Oh, just straight in. Escape room time. Cool. Let's seek a way out, shall we? I want to find the adorable... No, that's the wrong button. That's not how these are navigated. It's click and drag. Brain. You'd think I'd remember how to play these games by now. Gelatin recipe. It needs to be chilled. Powder, water, mold. Add powder and water to mold. Chill. Do you think? Cool. Sounds good. It's nice of them to draw it out, but it's kind of vague. And then we'll do a whole weird conversation about how to romance Junpei. No. Yeah, the movement mechanics are completely different from game to game. That is fair. What is that thing? I love it. That's kind of blue doll and a right arm. Oh, I thought it was just a big mobile phone. Plus door's locked, a bunch of green lines all over it. It's a bottle and a card, but it's locked, and there's pink lines. Pushing button should open door. Okay, but I don't know. I don't actually have the information for that yet. That's fine. Here we have a 4-digit password for the door. That's not a thing. Here we have your gelatin freezer. Power's off. There's a gingerbread man shaped socket, of course. You know, that's how you do machines. Can we open this box? That's a leg. That's straight up a leg. In a box of potatoes. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna be like, oh, it's a mannequin part and move on. Okay, that's alright. It's like hide and seek with limbs. Lots of cans here, all of them unlabeled, and thus will remain a mystery for the ages. Anything in these boxes? Some crackers. Cool. Okay. Yeah, exactly. If it was a mannequin, there's quite a bit of blood on it. Left or right, right door left. Also, there's a knob for a machine. T-shaped imprint on it. Potatoes are cut up into round pieces. Don't feel much like eating. Yeah, also the problem is that you don't have a grill. Like, there are many issues here. There's your other leg. But also the gelatin powder. And we'll just ignore the leg. This leg looks so real. Maybe it is. And in here we have your other arm. It's chained up. We need to find the key. We can do that. Okay, so the caption there is... people are getting buffering. My bitrate is perfectly fine, so I think that might be a your side problem, unfortunately. So to be able to kick the door down, for I am large man. Wouldn't lock us in a place that would be that easy to escape from. Clearly we need to go and get a grenade launcher or something. Anything on top of things now that we can look up and down? No. Okay, so we had a thing saying left door to the right, right door to the left. Don't know what that means. I mean, obviously it's to do with these... Oh! Oh, you overlay them on top of each other, combine them, and it makes letters. So that's... left... That's an H. That's a D? Hearing me say I am large man is weird when I have a 5'4" personality. How do I have a 5'4" personality? I mean, I'll take it. This does in no way correspond with my actual height. And also gender, yes. But you know what that is? Acting. Okay, so that's I think that's lowercase h. And then that looks like a D. N. D. That can't be right. It's H-A-N-D? They've just aligned things weirdly? So, assuming that it is that, left hand... Having some trouble with this last line. Would be really cool if they let you zoom in on this anymore. But they don't. So, if instead I bring my memo up. On page 2. Because we've got 6 characters there. Only appear to have 5 here, which is unfortunate. It's really unhelpful how these get less useful as they go down, because that's definitely left, that's probably hand, and then this is something. It's like that, which you may notice doesn't say Jack. Maybe there's a thing for this? Yeah, probably. I'm probably doing that thing again where I try and solve things before I have all the clues. But that said, I am running low on places I could look for clues. That looks sort of like a drawer. It probably is then. But can't open it without a handle. It'll probably pop out once we've done a thing. Can't do anything with this without our gingerbread key. You know, that's a thing that we have in computer games. Can I get anything from this box? No. Seriously, I don't know what that clue is meant to mean. Left door to the right, right door to the left. No, can't get through that door. Taking all the stuff out of these cupboards. Ooh, what's that down there? That seems... No, I don't want to look at the cracker box. No, I can't zoom in on that shiny screw in the side of the cabinet that looked important. Okay. Nothing to see there. Boxes full of preserved foods. Nothing here. Nothing useful up here. Gelatin recipe. Maybe the ingredients are around here somewhere, but I can't find more than one of them. Yeah, I can't see anything that isn't opening this door somehow. I meant these doors, but hey, opening that door would be fine. And don't even know what formatter code in this is meant to be. Okay, so it's clearly 6 presses. So we're looking for a 6 value code. Looks just like an actual leg. Maybe it is an actual leg, Carlos. Have you ever considered that? Were there 6 cut potatoes? Yes, there were. Do I need to do something to the potatoes to reveal something? I'm doing a science experiment with potatoes before. Tell me more, Akane. Cool, that's all you're going to tell me, Akane. So presumably there's something we can do to the potatoes that will reveal a combination. Oh, and presumably when we open these doors, they'll slide into the middle and then the captions will overlay on each other and you'll be able to see it. Okay, I see where this puzzle is going now. Unfortunately, I need to do the thing with the potatoes. Science project with potatoes? That's not helpful. What does one do with a potato other than, like, make batteries? Where am I meant to put this knob? Don't clip that. Oh, this is the door to the freezer. Oh god, don't take Akane into the freezer. She'll then waylay you for half an hour talking about substances that don't exist. I didn't realise I could zoom in there. Ah, thank you, chat. Machine powered on, that's good. This depression must be the power switch. I don't know what the rest of the hole's for. Is there anything that can fit in this tiny man-shaped hole? That... No comment! Ah, but now we can pour gelatin into it. Yes, there's something that can fit in this tiny man-shaped hole. This thing of gelatin powder. Talk about pasta. Talk about Carlos's mother. Okay, sure. So is this not the mold we're meant to use? That line is getting me every time I click through it. We can use this to heat or cool things. Yeah, I know. Tiny man-shaped hole is this game's mysterious oozing white liquid. You're not wrong. Maybe that's what we need to fill this tiny man-shaped hole with. I'm going to hell. Yeah, and even if we did have stuff for it, we don't have the water. What? Don't Emma me. You were all thinking it. Probably a mold hidden inside the mannequin parts, but I've clicked all the mannequin parts. Just like an actual leg, nothing else special about it. And this one we can't do anything with because it's handcuffed and attached to the bar. Is there a reason for that? I mean, probably. Bar holding the arm in place is made of metal. Can't do anything about it. The handcuff needs a key. That is a box of crackers that I keep accidentally clicking on. It's good. It's very nice for you that you remember doing a school science experiment with potatoes once. That information is not immediately useful to me. Fake right leg. And nothing else. Then why can we keep zooming in on the box if it has no relevance? I mean, we'll probably need the leg later, but anyway, can I open the drawer yet? It's a drawer without a handle. Ah, see, I almost diverted entirely into an Edward Lear thing there. You say without a handle, and my brain just starts reciting more of the Yongi Bongi Bo. Because that's my childhood right there. Because apparently I grew up in the 1910s. Oh, there's cupboards here. Hello. Oh, there's the torso. What is this? It's torso. Is this a torso? Yes. This is iodine. Right, okay, that'll react to potato starch. Is this real? No, it's just a realistic fake. Couldn't be real. Not ever at all. Never in life. Okay, so let's go and squirt iodine on these potatoes and watch them turn black. Don't potatoes change when iodine's dropped on them? Yes, that's what starch does. Doodler. Experiment was successful. How hard would it be to treat potatoes to not express starch in certain patterns just so you could use it as a puzzle in an escape room? Zero, what is wrong with you? So, I'm not necessarily convinced these are Jun pieces, but they could be. Just nail polish over the bits you don't want. Yeah, I guess. But then the iodine would still probably perfuse under it. Anyway. So, the left door will be that, and the right door will be that backwards. So, D-U-D-L-L-R. Down, up, down, left, right. Let's the potatoes were a hint after all. What else would they be, Carlos? Random happenstance? We've just bred potatoes that sometimes have letters in them. Never would have imagined something I learned in grade school would help you now. Maybe that's why you went to grade school. Learning things is good. And this one will be right, left, down, up, down. Reaction was the hint for this door. Of course it was. What else would it be? And now this says left hand. I can't even read that. Ah, Okay, it says left hand plus doll equals... Well, we'll check out the doll in a second. These instructions shows a doll. Is it saying we should heat it up? A doll manual. I mean, I feel like that's just a manual for people. Cold person. Warm person. Actually, no. For me, it would be cold person. Warm person. Dead. Here we have a bottle of water. Could be useful. Water is always useful. Never pass up a bottle of water. Here we have a dodecahedron. Oh, it's a puzzle. Great. Should be doable enough. Wait, be methodical, Emma. Actually watch the things progress so you're sure things are matching up with bits they're meant to. Complete this 12-sided montage of fruit. Think we're done? And thus I have solved the lament configuration. Which, you know, is historically a good thing, right? I didn't watch those films. Draw some kind of mold. There we go. Right, we'll need to heat this doll up to get it to let go of this arm, which is a thing. Okay, that doll's adorable, though. Is that just me? That might be just me. Combine the mold with the powder. The water. Okay, the instructions show you putting the powder in first, but this won't let you do that. Okay, game. And then we put that in the fridge. Change the temperature to cool. Let's cool this down. In the blast chiller. And now we have gelatin. Is it a jumpy doll? Maybe we can put the gelatin that's the exact shape of it in it. Who can say? It goes squish. And the drawer at the bottom opens. Where we have a key for the handcuffs. Everything's coming together. Arm has been freed. This says... Now, it either says 529 or it says 625. And that's left arm plus doll equals. Okay, so we need to heat up the doll to get it to let go of this hand. Oh, no, we just need to take that handcuff off. That makes more sense. And now I've got the arm. Punching out of the camera, 3D effect. It's coming for you. I don't know. And we pick up the blue doll also. Let's go warm the doll up. Colour turned pink. We've been trapped in that refrigerator for so long that his skin turned blue. That's how dolls work, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And yes, wow, you are now unpleasantly flesh-coloured. Don't like that one bit. Right arm is a fake question mark? It's strangely cold. It's in a fist. We're not going to try opening the fist? Okay, sure, I guess. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had either 529 or 625. Also, he just said 4 digits is 100,000 combinations. No, it's not. It's 10,000 combinations. Learn to count, Carlos. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 plus, I'm gonna guess it's 625 because having the number upside down seems like the kind of thing this game would do. So that's 1859. Called it. Left hand plus doll was the hint for the freezer. Yeah, I know. I only opened the cover. Yeah, maybe we should use this arm. With the hand. On the hand thing. Have to figure out how to open the hand. Okay, maybe we should heat up the arm. Hot take, but this puzzle is dumb. Got all warm and soft. This whole gimmick is really gross. We're not even considering the fact that these are clearly just cadaver arms. Okay, sure. And we open the door and we go into a freezer with a cane, and frankly we may never escape. Some scholars believe we are still in the first game's freezer with a cane. No way, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, right, we kept having flashes of this in the Q-Teen thing with, of Junpei's head in a freezer. Is the floor moving? I don't think so. I think we're just getting dramatic shaky cam. Oh, here's the chainsaw and the axe that we've seen.
Now announcing the current casualties.
Seriously,
Diana, 5, 6.
the announcer does just have such a sense of dramatic timing.
These 4 are now deceased. As a result, 4 X-passes will be revealed. Blue, red, milk, jump.
Ah, the blue red milk jump.
Horrible.
My favourite 1920s dance.
Who would do such a thing?
This room is locked.
An axe murder in my
So,
Zero Escape
The
game.
one who killed Junpei is...
Carlos?
This scene is so badly directed I'm only dimly aware of what's going on.
Damn it! Damn it! Break, damn you! Connie?
Canny with the chainsaw is also giving me very Kill the Kill energy. Eric will shining his way out of this room if he wants to. Anyway, this isn't Eric. Stop calling him Eric. Just because he looks like a different Eric. That's very confusing when there is another Eric. There's Hot Eric, whose name is not Eric, and there's Weenie Eric, whose name is Eric. She's not naked enough for Kill the Kill. Some people in that game were more fully clothed. But yes, it was a whole weird plot point. That was a strange show that I liked, frankly, too much. Oh hey, the dog's here. That dog gets everywhere.
Junpei. Why?
It would be really funny to me if no matter what
just don't
happened,
know
in every timeline, Junpei was just dead off screen. Just like he was your protagonist for the whole first game, and then he was in all the second game, and then dead. That would be fun. That would be very funny.
That's all I wanted. And now... Reverie syndrome?
Ah, for example... Say there's a PC with basic low-end components. If we played a number of videos all at once on it, what would happen?
Is this a real doctor?
Processing speed slows down, of course.
It's not much better than if the computer had froze.
Is
What's
this a
happening
real
with
doctor?
your younger sister is similar.
So you're saying this isn't carbon monoxide poisoning, but...
Right. With Maria, her brain and nervous system seemed to be perfectly fine. We couldn't figure out the cause until now.
I'm not convinced this is a real
patients
doctor.
with the same symptoms began appearing recently.
And they have.
Reverie syndrome. A variety of moments flicker in and out of the mind, as if one was constantly dreaming.
I think that's just called a
That's why it's
coma.
called the daydream or reverie syndrome.
I think that's just a
There have been
coma.
no complete recoveries as of yet. However, it seems with the newest medical technology,
Excuse me, you
a
keep
few
Stephen
cases
Moffat
have
out of
been
my good Christian
successful at
chat.
relieving the symptoms.
Then please, you must do the same for her.
Does little Maria have insurance?
Ah, for-profit healthcare strikes
You
again.
understand what's required for treatment, yes?
If I did, Maria will... So that means I absolutely can't die here.
That's why you killed Junpei, isn't it?
What did you say?
What is that expression?
You needed to kill someone to save your sister,
What?
and that's why you...
Whoa, what are you talking about?
Don't play dumb! Did you forget that you and I are the only ones in this ward?
Again, we're just
So
taking everything
obvious
Zero
the
tells
killer
us as
is-
gospel. It's the dog. It's the dog. It's the dog.
It had to have been you, Carlos!
Yeah, Carlos and Maria really seem like they should be Latinx, and they are very much not.
Okay, you're right. I'm the only other one here. But
Oh no, it was definitely you who killed him!
Although I guess part of that's probably just Japanese media and the way it just tends to see, like, American as a
What did you
race.
say?
You were the one who killed Junpei.
Look, it was neither of you. Calm down.
You're going totally nuts
Or
with that
both.
chainsaw.
Or
I don't
he did it
believe
himself.
this.
I don't know
No
or
matter what,
care.
even if the world
Uh,
went topsy-turvy this very second, I'd...
Hey, the goose is back.
So, I'm going to be the next one you kill, huh? If two more
All of
people
these
die,
games are just
you can return to your
what is
darling
the
little
smallest
sister.
impetus we can give people to
If you
murder
kill
each
me,
other.
Your probability of escape gets pretty high.
It's a weird thing to say, Carlos.
Why'd you run away? Did you feel too threatened by me with this axe? Think calmly.
Oh yeah,
Think it
Clover
over.
was a much more justified
Just like
murder
any
spree
other
than the
code three.
others. Just like any other Code 3? What?
Capturing your bracelet was after that. An anesthetic and an agent for racial preference will be a master.
Okay, so after we voted at 1330, we were hit with the anesthetic. We awoke in the pantry after 1800. It's 4 hours of time not accounted for. What was I doing during that time? Was I really sound asleep then, or
Probably.
I just can't remember what happened because of the drugs I was given?
Like I say, once your setting includes
you
memory
probably
loss
right.
drugs, you are
Then I-
no longer capable of taking continuity of experience as any kind of evidence for anything
What?
ever.
Blackout? No.
No, it's
Kinda
red.
had run off towards control.
That's red, is that
It might
colour.
be possible to turn off the lights there.
You said that as you feel too threatened by
So
me with
she
this
did
ass.
kill Junpei? And she's coming for me.
You know what I love to do when I'm trying to murder someone in a blackout is to use the loudest weapon known to man. Real bonus to stealth checks there.
What the hell should I do? Think calmly, rationally. Who is the most threatening person here right now? Whoever it was who killed Junpei. So what I need to do is remove that person. Even if it ends up being me. No. What the hell am I thinking?
Agreed, what the hell are you
There's no way
thinking?
it could be me.
This is moon logic.
Ah, there you are.
See, it was the dog.
Just who did it?
Dog. Ah, now we have to say who did the murder. This will be our time to decide. It was the dog. Sorry, I find it very funny that they've got all these kind of actual responses to various stupid guesses you can make. What happens if you just put 0 in? Do not know identity. Was it Junpei? The dead cannot kill anyone. Well, presumably, he could do it before he became the dead, given that we are talking about how he became the dead. It's almost like suicide is a recurring theme in these games, I mean, what else can we put in? What else can we put in? This is amazing. Okay, yeah, I admit it would be more difficult to cut off his own limbs and head, but not impossible. Ah! Boo. Fine, I guess we have to choose one of these people. Let's say Akane. I mean, I'll be choosing the other obvious choice in a minute as well.
That's right. Akane. She has to be the one who killed Junpei.
Sneaking up on me with that incredibly loud petrol-driven chainsaw. And then shouting loudly and being surprised when I dodge.
I told you I didn't kill him!
These voice actors are giving it some. I'm sorry, the direction, the animation direction of this game is so strange. Fountain of Blood. Seriously, that arterial fountain is hilarious every time. God, this game is just the very epitome of that escalated quickly.
Carlos, I knew it. You.
Also, these people...
No.
How many of these people have immense psychic powers and are doing bugger all with them?
I'm sorry. I couldn't.
Akane, you can see through time. How are you having trouble here?
I just killed...
Some real choices are being made on this voice acting, which is strange, because it's a stellar voice cast. But then I guess they just can't escape melodrama. Okay, that's interesting that that didn't give me a ending of any kind. Where does that come in the overall flowchart? Ah, so that leads on to... What was this? Pop off. What was that about? In the pod room. Ah, yes, that was what we were doing the whole thing with. Eric and Q and a selection of hammers. And then going the other way, we'll send it the other way. So we jump to here. Interesting that there's a lock between those two cinematics. Whoop. Yeah, that is true. Carlos murders someone. Carlos, oh my god, I killed someone? Let's see what this branch does.
course. Akane. She'd never do something like that to Junpei.
I know this based on the
He's very...
half an hour I've known this woman.
Yes, he's very important to me.
If that's the case, then I'm the only one who could have killed him.
This is not good logic,
It might have been a
Carlos.
demon possessing me.
What?
Or maybe it was some kind of parasite. Or I'm under hypnosis?
Okay, the last one is less unlikely than the others given these games, but still.
And then I forgot I did it because of the damn amnesia drug.
Carlos?
New hot take, there is no amnesia drug and they're all just idiots.
My body moves against my will. I might kill you next. If that's how it is, then...
This scene was always going to be dumb.
Carlos, no!
It's the gusher, it's... Also, I fail to see the mechanics of killing yourself with a fire axe held to the side of your neck like that. That seems wildly impractical.
Why did this happen?
I mean, also, it doesn't appear to have left any kind of wound, so...
Dad.
So here's a house fire, I guess. Yeah, it's still a blade, I suppose.
Let anyone die.
Carlos! Carlos!
I won't let anyone die. Well, then you could have tried not killing anyone with an axe, including yourself.
You couldn't have killed Junpei.
And I know this based on the half an hour I've known you. Okay, that's a bad end, I guess. But the other one wasn't? Question mark? Yeah, Akane's reactions there, deeply bizarre, just bizarrely different depending on whether you... depending on kind of what you decide. Interestingly, though, it is not reading all fragments complete, because this is still locked. Interesting. Carlos's sin. Okay, I guess we'll go to a new place. Oh, that looks like it's in the rec room. Nothing weird's ever happened in the rec room. We probably need the right answer. Yes, but it was down that branch. So we presumably just need to see something else. Oh, yeah, the Anthropic Principle. I seem to remember talking about that in one of the other games. Oh, hey, Junpei's not dead.
The rec room.
It's the new year.
Huh. The vote was at 13:30, so we slept for over 10 and a half hours.
Or you didn't.
Not necessarily.
Continuity of experience is no
Zero
guarantee.
Explained it earlier.
Once 90 minutes are up, an injector in your bracelet will activate. An anesthetic and an agent to erase your memories will be administered.
We might have just forgotten we did.
So, we've woken up a bunch of times already?
Probably.
Something horrible could have happened, and we don't remember it.
I mean, nobody's covered in arterial blood, so,
Getting chills.
you know, can't have been that bad.
No good. It's locked.
So it's like usual, and we're trapped?
How about a drink to pass time then? There's a lot of things we can do here.
This is not the voice I expected from Junpei somehow.
Junpei, in 90 minutes, we'll...
I'm kidding.
When you said drink, did you?
Well, we are 22, you know. I'm no longer that little boy who played old maid with you years ago.
Is that so? True. Looks, tastes and other
I
superficial
thought this was meant to be
things
3 years
change
after
over time.
999, and I thought you said he was 21 in that.
There must be something
Or at least
inside
20.
you that's still the same. Swimming,
I can't
going
remember.
to festivals, getting into snowball fights in the schoolyard. During the incident with the rabbits, you protected me, didn't you?
The incident with the rabbits that I'm still not convinced she didn't
Junpei from
do.
back then, he must be somewhere.
Are they getting reincarnated? Are they clones? Are they robots? Who knows at this point?
No. You might not have changed at all. It's just me seeing things I missed before.
Let me tell you
That
something.
angle made the animation on his lips look super weird.
Say what you need to, while there's time to say it.
Oh, Carlos!
The hell? You make it sound like I'm some brat who lies to himself.
I mean,
Once, I couldn't save my parents because of my inexperience. You?
I'm sorry, I'm just distracted by Sad Man 570 at the top of that
I was
shot.
18. I'd only just passed the test. I'd come home after...
America!
At that point, I'd arrived before the fire department had.
What do you mean in this one? Junpei has always had massive brat energy. Hate to break it to you.
Carlos, I'm here!
Oh, look at this stock fire effect.
I'm over here!
That really doesn't seem to mesh with the aesthetic of this game.
I managed to save my sister, but not my mother and father. It was because of their support
That shot is
I could
just
become a firefighter. And I
American man.
thank them. Sorry. I kind of brought the mood down.
Yeah, talking about my
Anyway,
parents'
I
death
just
seems to
wanted
have
say, I don't
injured
want
the
two of
vibe.
you
Who could have seen that
end
coming?
up having any regrets. If you have something to say it while you're alive.
Huh. While we're
Sad
alive-
Man 570.
Please don't say that. It's bad luck.
Good point. Okay, let's find a way out of here. That
First game, he was just too
First
stupid
step
to
to
brat.
staying alive.
Yeah, I mean that's not, I guess. That was a really weird choice of music to accompany that bit of heartfelt character development. Okay, let's seek another way out, shall we? Here we've got a jar of jam. What? This jam? It's jam 100% pure? That's a very oddly constructed utterance. What? This jam? It's jam 100% pure. Carlos, what? Oh yeah, my sister likes it. Take some in the morning and you'll be strong and beautiful inside and out. Yeah, but we already established that the inside of your stomach is on the outside, so... Will it actually affect your insides? Jam, 100% pure! I'd hear her quote that ad all the time. Your sister's weird, Carlos. With all the love in the world, that's a weird thing to quote all the time. But you have such a fond memory, but you should never do that voice. Sounds like a TV commercial aimed at young girls. Ah, jam 100% pure. And why is the percent in brackets? That's the thing I really don't understand here. 100 parentheses percent pure. What's that mean? Here we have a book on the rules of chess. Okay, I appreciate them actually giving you a chess manual, because there are lots of chess puzzles in games, and mostly they just assume you'll know chess, which is often true. Like, and I do, but still. Okay, it's chess, you can tell, because it says. Chessboard doesn't want to open. There's something off about the word chess. Yeah, the E is the wrong way around. Why is the E mirrored? Does it rotate? Couldn't chess sort of look like numbers? Eh. Each S would be a 5, the mirror D is a 6, and H is a 4. Okay, I see what you're getting at there. So 5, 5, 6, 4, backwards C. Okay, have good meetings. See you when you're back. Here we have oil. Love me some oil. There's a bottle of oil. It says oil 130 milliliters on it. Maybe it's for the fireplace. What? Carlos, love, you should never be allowed to build a fire. You know what this fire needs? Oil, said nobody ever. Throwing oil on a fire, it's like literally a phrase for making a situation worse. Maybe don't. Maybe 130 mil of oil. Sorry, maybe 130 mil of oil is the max you can put in the fireplace before it explodes. Oh yeah, he's a fireman! Oh my god, how did I forget that already? Okay, yeah, look, things you say in D&D should not be held up against things anybody would ever say in real life. Let's be real here. Or you need to use 130 mil of oil to get your fried chicken to taste delicious. Fried chicken? What is this? Zero's cooking hour? What is this conversation? Oil 130 mil. Why is the unit of measurement in parentheses? Finally, somebody asked the right questions. There are 2 candles. You need 2 more, and then you can make a beloved comedy sketch. This thing's holding something. It's a fire hook. Well, somebody's going to get murdered with that. Is there anything in the fireplace? It's big enough to fit someone inside. How funny would it be if Zero decides to play hide and seek here? You're just saying random words, Junpei. That's not even a sentiment. The board has newspaper clippings and photos, but they're all very old and we can't read them, so we're going to ignore them. Here's a roulette wheel. Numbers circled are 5, 21, 26, and 28. It's a roulette wheel. It's got a thing for 4 letters. 5, 21, 26, 28, I said. If we just convert those straight to letters, that's E, U, Z, and then presumably it wraps around B. No, because they like passwords to be a word. Was there a clue somewhere? There's a box. This is a small wooden box. Nothing, not getting anything past Akane. That's amazing bit of insight there. Maybe we can use it for something. Let us take. Let us examine. Let us try to karate chop it open. What? Here we have your ashtray. Ah! It's Sunset 24! Junpei's having a moment. Why are you shouting? Oh, they're super rare. You can't find them anywhere. Okay. Junpei has spent the intervening years becoming a cigarette collector? Memorized the slogan when I was a kid. Setting sun at 24. A perfect match. That's a better slogan than your jam one. Men. Say it with me, Akane. Why are men? Box of matches, always useful. Okay, so we're getting a lot of numbers associated with phrases. You've got Jam 100, Oil 150, Sunset 24, Sad Man 570, which is the greatest name for a drink ever. Don't at me. Feel like this game has forgotten that Akane was literally the original Zero. Yep. Akane has just become standard template girl in this one. You're not supposed to ever drink this? Is that because you will become the sad man? It's very bad. Pandora's box of wine. Okay. I should stop being surprised at anything this game ever does, but here we are. These are records. Never seen real records. Is it just absinthe? Yeah, could well be. America! Japanese people like the American flag. American people like the Japanese flag. This is international cooperation? Question mark. Here we have a Funyarumpa plate. Oh my god. Ah, it is haunting us. Yeah, apparently I missed a Funyarumpa in the previous game. Don't know where. Funyarumpa. Shut up, Junpei. Says New Caledonia. Which is, for those of you who don't know, kind of like between Australia and New Zealand. This is probably a clock, but it's off. Or Frisbee, question mark? Here we have a house of cards, let's ruin it. Oh my god, Carlos agrees. Cool, I don't think that actually helped. Some of the cards are sticking to the table. Purposefully taunted us to topple the cards. Minus, plus, and equals must be a math. A math, just one. Okay. So, I mean, in each group, are we just summing them? So... I'm assuming the queens are... Jacks are 11, queens are 12. And the kings are all torn up. I may be at a loss here. That's 12 minus 43 is minus 34 plus 30, 41, 52, so that, if it is just that, then it would be 18. Here we have an input panel, for something with square holes. Oh wait, what's that? Nothing, cool, good talk. No, leave, thank you. Here we have a nice picture of a moon. Here we have a picture of a knight. Here we have a surfboard. It says aloha. Something about surfing. Beer. Oh, Junpei is old and a depressed salaryman. Who likes walking alone at night, and whereas Akane, walking alone at night makes her nervous. I mean, I feel like there might be a reason for this, but also seems strange given that she's psychic and a supervillain. But hey, 5 coins to open the button that we probably shouldn't press, because the last time we pressed a button it blew everything up forever. Below the floor storage, but we need something to open it with. Here we have El Jukebox, Juke 803. Dice-shaped buttons. Slot for a card. Okay, here we have a slot machine. We need to make a heart. Extreme slots. So rad. Need to turn the power on. Presumably it'll open the drawer. Now can we light a fire? Oh, now we have a fire. You sound surprised. Just seeing a fire in a fireplace during winter makes you feel warm. I mean, mostly that's because when you can see it, you're near a fire. No, it's not the Extreme Sluts machine. That would be a different thing, and I'd probably get kicked off Twitch. Can we throw oil on the fire? Carlos is a firefighter, and he tells me that's a good idea. Oh. Cool. Lighting a fire appears to have done piss all. Now what if we poke it? Or roast some sweet potatoes? Can we burn the box? Burn the box. Burn the box. We're going to burn it in the fire? No, can I see that for a second? Yeet! Thanks, Junpei. All the things they commented on had numbers in the name. Yep. Sadman 570, Sunset 24, Jam 100, Oil 150. Cool, well we set fire to the box, just because Junpei said yeet. And now we can pull it out with the fire poker. Maybe we should put the fire out first? How? How put fire out? Ah, bottled water. Brandy, whiskey, sake, the 3 drinks. This place has everything. But I'll still somehow turn this into a discussion about my sister, who, have I mentioned that my sister is ill and I am devoted to her? Came back to a nice relaxing fireplace animatic. Yeah, I'm just going to do a Christmas stream that's just me sitting here with this on. No? Anyway, let's put this fire out. What happened to the box? What do you think happened to the box? It was made of wood, and Junpei threw it in a fire. What does wood do in a fire, Akane? You are a psychic supervillain. You should be smart. Use poker. Find coin. Really? We did all that for 1 coin? We need 5. Yeah, we've got these things that look like numbers. So if chess is 5564, C. I feel like I'm picking up a lot of pieces of the puzzle, but without having actually seen the puzzle. Anyway, let's go and put this coin in the bin, see if anything happens there. Coin fits perfectly, doesn't do anything. Excellent, love that. So we have this, to which the answer should be 18, unless there's another system going on. Which there probably is. We've got... we've still got this poker. Oh, can we use it at the hook to pry open this? Yeah! Aha! Ignore. Ignore the backwards C. And find a hammer. Okay, that's... how about hitting the X with the hammer? No. Wonder what the numbers in 5564X are supposed to mean? Well, they're the same numbers on the chessboard. You basically already said this. What do we want to break? Can we break the bottle of Sadman? No? Can we break... can we just break the cover over the button? Because that'd be hilarious. No? Damn. Can we smash the jukebox? There's a slot for a card. Okay, yes, that's not what I asked, but sure. Four spots are circled, 5, 21, 26, 28. I also don't know what they mean. I want to hit something with this hammer. You can't just give me a hammer and then tell me I can't hit anything with it. Oh! I see what they're hinting at, because they were saying maybe hit that X. No, we want to hit the C on the chessboard. just smack that rod out of it. We got a round cylinder. It has 3 chess symbols in it. Okay, so we'll need a 3-piece combination. Ah, and this is just identify the piece. So that 1 is a rook, 2 is a bishop, 3 is a king. One's a rook, 2 is a bishop, 3 is a king. Ha 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 ha! I complete your not particularly complex puzzle. It opened, we got a coin and a note with some numbers on it. 05, 28, 21, 26. So that would be EBUZ. Unless they refer to letters in a different way. They don't appear to do it in that way. So, yes, I know the circles are a hint. And the file specifically says 5, 28, 21, 26. I have got my numbers right. Yeah. Yeah, 5 is E. 28, if I'm assuming wraparound, would be B. 21 would be U. 26 would be Z. So, okay. Maybe it's not in that way. I mean, empirically it's not in that way, because if it was in that way I would have already solved it. Anyway, let's put this coin in the bin. That's not the bin, that's a jukebox, Emma. Where's the coin bin gone? It's right there. And yes, I am aware that I just skipped over Junpei Akane saying we just need to fill 3 more holes because, you know. And yet I'm pointing it out in retrospect, I guess. That's how I live now. It would seem. Hey, what's that at the bottom of the jukebox? It says Jukato 3. What, Jukato 3? The death model? What? It's the cursed jukebox. Potato 3, it plays a song so depressing that people kill themselves. Juki the Grim Reaper of Potato 3, no. What? Stop. All of you cease immediately. I can't look at the bottom of the jukebox. Okay, well let's just move away then. Extreme slots. So we've got a 9. We'll need a 9x9 grid that we can draw a heart on. Can I take the jam? No. Can I take the chessboard? No. Can I do anything else in the fire? No. Right. That's not what I was trying to look at. Anything with this suit of armor? No, other than saying it's cool. Why is the armor here? Lol, we're not in a video game. Shelf with a bunch of records. Whiskey and brandy and Sadman 570. No, I was just trying to get out of the scene. Okay. Come on. This... We need a card to activate the death jukebox. The only thing I can see that's a potential puzzle is your roulette wheel. And those are definitely, the positions would be E, B, U, and Z. I'm confused. Four spot circled, we don't know what they mean. That's all the information you're giving me, game. I have no items. And I definitely tried E, B, U, Z. Error. Yes, Junpei, I know that the circles on the roulette chart are some kind of hint. I just don't know exactly what kind of hint, because if I did, I would have finished it. Nothing here except your sad man. Oh, okay, there's something in there. Well, there we go. There's the one piece of information we were missing. Stare at the armor. Thought maybe it was one of those motion sensor things. Then why would you just be staring at it? That's not at motion. Okay, so 526, 21. No, 528 to 2126. So 5 is S. 21 is I. 26 is N. And that's P. It's just spin, which, as passwords put on a roulette table go, is wildly on the nose, but at the same time, I guess I didn't guess it, so. And then it flew away! What?! And now we get to keep it. Alright. There's a coin as well. Coin number 3, get. Ah, now. I bet this wheel can go in the top of extreme slots with an O. All you viewers with filthy minds. Power turned on. Odds are 35%, which is actually remarkably solid. The wheel should turn if we pull the lever. Oh, cool. Well, we're the luckiest people on Earth. And we get a puzzle, with which we presumably need to make a heart. 10 pieces so we can make some sort of shape. Yeah, I know. Okay, do we have to use them to on the heart? Okay, apparently we do. Alright, we're specifically stacking them on there. Okay. Can I rotate these? Yes. Okay, that's going to be important. I know that overlaps. It really doesn't help that when they're all stuck together you can't actually see how big each of the pieces are. Okay, no, that needs to be on top there. Figure out where this one goes. There works. And that can't go there because it overlaps. Okay, no, that must be in the wrong place. Wait, is that where I just took it off? I can't remember. Oh wait, that fits in there. Okay, leave that for a minute. Wait, or put it there. That's better. I like that. God, it's like we've gone back to Dr. Quandary all over again. And then put this at the bottom. No, it's too tall. I don't think that can go there. I don't think there's something short enough to fill in the top. But it can go there. And then this will fill in that spot. And this one can go there, I guess. Let's go with that for now. No, that's not, because this needs a four line, which the only place it can get is there, and that can fit there. That can go there. That can go there, and that can go there. I will. I know how to find a way out. We made a heart shape. Something came out the bottom. A coin and a card calendar. Just take it, Junpei. Stop getting confused when you find random things. It has a different card behind each month. And there's a weird barcode on the back. Okay, well, I know where we can put that. Also, the first letter of each thing is highlighted. I think I see what we're going to have to do. First of all, let's put it in the card reader. And the jukebox starts playing music. And the dice buttons fell out. Can we pick them up? Because I think we're going to need them. Because this is going to be how we answer the card table game. Okay, so if these are months, so 183, that's J-A-M. I see what's going on. Jam. Minus 10 is O. D, D, S. Jam minus odds. I think we've seen that word come up. Plus sad man. Jam minus odds plus sad man. Well, jam plus sad man is 670. Have we seen odds anywhere? Oh, yes, we did. I thought I bloody commented on it. Odds 35%. So 100 minus 35 plus 570 is 635. Put the dice in the slots and make them say 635. Ha 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 ha! I am a genius! I got a coin! No, we weren't pretty lucky, Akane. I'm just a genius, like apparently you were at some point. No, I just can't navigate the camera controls. Put the coins in the thing, and why don't I have a hot item swap key anymore? Finally, all 5 things. Press the button. Could be a trap. We found it. Okay, the suits of armor contain machine guns. I'm not sure if anybody saw that coming.
Decision game.
Rules?
This decision game utilizes the 3 dice located during the research.
So, these then.
To begin this game, each player must take 1 die and roll them together on the dice table. If all dice show a 1 on the side facing up, all players win. The door will then unlock, and all the players will be able to escape the room.
Okay, having this as random chance seems unlikely.
Even a single die does not display a 1.
What are these facial expressions?
Will be gunned down.
What? Oh my god. What the hell is this shit? This isn't even a fucking game!
The time limit is 1 minute. If all of the dice are not rolled within that time limit,
Okay, define roll, please.
will be gunned down.
God, again, this is just turning into the genius.
Good luck to everyone.
What are the odds?
Just take a Sharpie, write a little number
The
1,
odds will get all
on
the
all of
dice to
them.
roll a 1.
problem solved.
It's 1/216th, so about 0.46%.
New Squid Game game? Nah, this... Okay, yeah, this feels like Squid Game, but also feels more like the Genius.
Operation in 30.
Just need somebody to Sangmin all over it.
Shit, there's no time. Just roll them.
Ah, God damn it! I can't die here. There's still something I need to say.
Both of you are hugely psychic. Maybe do something with
Okay,
that.
Here we go.
Come on.
Pray hard. If we pray, then it's gotta.
Yeah, and also they never said you could all only roll once. Yeah, in another timeline, Junpei already died a bunch. Make your decision, roll the dice. That's not a decision. Akane has become Catholic? Yeah, apparently. I literally just clicked. I don't feel like I made a decision.
Your hand slipped. That was it, right?
Yeah, what she said. You wouldn't mind a little do-over, right? Zero?
This is your brain on neurodivergence. Hey, look, I like finding the
There! Get on the other side of the bar! Hurry!
Just keep rolling, you dumb bitches. You are not wrong. Seriously, they have really forgotten the bit where they're psychic, haven't they?
This should work.
Should this work? The deaths all just happen so often and so dramatically in this game that it's just really funny.
Now announcing the current casualties. Q Team, Q, Mira.
Oh, and Q Team all died off screen as well. Did they all just hide behind the bar? Yes.
C Team, Carlos.
Oh cool, everybody but Fi is dead.
These 8 are
That's
now
exciting.
deceased.
Yeah. Apparently Fi's okay. Have to assume that she murdered everyone. You don't trust Fi at all? Well, no, of course not. Why would you? That was a thing that happened. So, really, what were our other options there? Oh, there's more after the everybody but Fi dies. The 99.537% reality. What, do they want me to just keep replaying this branch until we happen to roll a 1? I can kind of respect it if they do.
Huh?
Huh? Yeah. I think maybe it does expect me to do that. Which is a shame because the iteration time is very long. And the only way to carry on is fast forwarding through that cinematic every time. Because the fact that it's rolled different numbers suggests that it could roll the correct numbers. Was that a die in someone's hand? No, Junpei is holding onto a ring. The camera has drawn our attention to it a few times, but it's not been addressed in story. Seriously, this iteration time for something that you need to do, that you need to keep rolling on a 1 in 216 chance. Well, told me. Okay, you just need to do it a few times. Congrats!
Huh?
No way.
We're forgetting that Junpei is actually a master of close-up sleight of hand. Wait, what, really?
Oh, yes!
Is that canon before? I can't remember.
Yeah!
So many words have been said in these games.
We're alive! We're actually alive! Yeah!
The animation, I swear to
Why
God.
were you just standing there? Guys, it's 1/216!
Oh yeah, with
got
the
a
papers and the
miracle.
voting. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
I just can't believe it.
We're alive, right?
We don't know that Q and D teams have died off screen this time, because
What? Do I look like a ghost to you?
things
Or an undead
change,
zombie?
Schrodinger's cat and all
If
that.
I was, then my heart wouldn't be pounding a mile a minute right now.
What was that walk?
Blow this popsicle stand.
Not how you spell
Definitely
popsicle.
wanna have a toast back in the lounge. Come on! What are you doing? Hurry up!
Have the animators of this game ever seen a human?
Excited since grade school.
I guess he's still the same guy you knew underneath, huh?
I'm really glad.
That we're alive?
Anybody else really miss the 2D art from the first game? Because I do.
Nothing beats a cold one after surviving a close call.
Come on! You guys should join me.
We're in a death game, let's get hammered. What's the worst that could happen?
I'm really...
Yeah, first game absolutely had the best art.
For real? Are you serious?
Hey, are you already drunk?
Probably.
Yeah, I am.
I've been
drunk on life?
Drunk on life, and or I've been hit with a bunch of anesthetics and
You probably shouldn't drink too much, Junpei.
memory loss drugs that the alcohol is probably not interacting with well.
40 minutes anyway, remember?
Oh yeah, Junpei has absolutely never dealt with his trauma. This is a man who hasn't had a moment of introspection in his life.
16th odds, 0.46%, guys, come on! Let's use the remaining time we have to
Let's
savor
drink
this
heavily in the
moment.
40 minutes before we're sedated. I can't think of anything that could go wrong with this choice.
It definitely would be. If it happened on the first try.
Guys, what are you saying? We only threw the dice once, right?
Are you sure about that? Maybe we just don't remember. And in reality, we've rolled the dice over and over again.
Huh?
If we
Also,
threw them 3 times,
Timeline
the
jumping
probability
is
would be
literally your
72 to 1.
thing.
I wouldn't really call those odds a miracle.
Have they just forgotten the first
So
game
what?
entirely?
Does that really matter? I'll say it again. We've only gone and thrown the dice once. Once.
You might have a point, but I like to not think about that.
Yeah, that's true. What are you trying to say, Akane?
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of the
Regardless,
memory loss
let's
drugs
say
as a
you were
mechanic
going
as
to roll
opposed to
10 dice all at the same
morphogenetic
time.
weirdness.
So, do you think you'd end up with all of them displaying a 1?
Of course not. It's impossible.
Right.
It's not
The
impossible.
probability is 60,466,176 to 1, but that's essentially impossible.
Ah,
If you
essentially
tried
doing a lot of word there.
466,176 times, however, what would happen?
The likelihood of all of them being 1 is...
Not so much of an impossibility, right?
Oh, thank God, I thought they were about to say the probability
you
is
another
1 at that
example.
point, which it's bloody
Junpei.
not.
If 2
It's
to
like
the 4th
70%,
power,
I
16
think.
people compete in a rock, paper, scissors tournament, how many matches are needed before a winner can be determined?
Well, welcome to the
Why
maths
are you talking
lecture.
about-
Just answer the question.
Really? Okay, first, the 16 narrow down to 8. Then 8 to 4 and 4 to 2. After the final round, 1 person's left standing, so... a total of 4?
So, what would happen if 2 to the 100
She said how many
did the
matches?
same
That's
thing?
15 matches just arranged in 4 rounds.
It'd be 100.
And how confident do you feel about winning this tournament, Junpei?
I'm not, obviously. You're out of the competition after you lose just 1 match. You'd have to win 100 rounds straight to win.
But someone will do it and win, right? A victor who wins 100 matches without losing one will exist. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, you are
The person who won.
just
Won.
very
But only
long-windedly
because of
enumerating
circumstance.
the final anthropic
More or
principle.
less.
Well,
Or
duh,
Darren Brown's
but
The System.
Why are you...
It may be obvious, but
I
it's
can work
important.
most things back to a Darren Brown
The
reference.
one who
That's a
lives
thing I
on
spent far too much of my
does
life
so
watching.
due to circumstance.
The anthropic principle.
The
Oh,
final
I've heard of
anthropic
it.
principle,
Yeah,
please.
it's connected to the many worlds and multiverse theories.
The hell are you...
Junpei
This
doesn't
universe
understand
is a
teleology,
little
pass
too
it on.
well suited for human beings. That principle explains why. They say, for example, that if Jupiter was just a bit smaller, the Earth likely
Would have to
wouldn't
call
have
it-
even formed.
Nope, thought I had a
It's
pun
not
there.
the only instance either. There are
Didn't have a
physical
pun.
constants throughout
Let's move on.
the universe. But if even one had changed the tiniest bit, humanity wouldn't have been created at all.
But anyone can see we do actually exist.
And that's exactly my point.
Because it's axiomatic, you are looking at a
exist.
system
Therefore, we know
yeah,
that we
looking
exist.
from a system in which you exist.
Perhaps somewhere in reality there are countless universes devoid of humanity, where the idea of humans didn't even begin. But it isn't possible to know if those other universes exist or not. That's because there are no human beings to observe within them.
You will note how Axiom
The
Verge
only
also
universe we can measure is our own.
explained this concept.
Therefore,
It did it
this is the
in
universe
one
we
page of
exist
text at the start of the game.
Are you talking about
That was it.
tautology?
1 + 1 = 2 is a form of tautology also, right?
Is it?
The left and right sides of the equation say the same thing.
That's
That's-
sophistry.
Thank
you
you,
sure?
Junpei.
Anyway,
That is
I
sophistry.
get what you're trying to say.
Don't make me get Wittgenstein on the
Maybe
phone.
Somewhere in this world, there are an infinite number of histories where we were executed by the Gatling guns. But we don't know.
And we never had to
if
listen to
those
this
histories
lecture.
really exist. Basically, because we're dead in those histories. The dead can't observe the world. Only those who are still alive can do that. Therefore,
Tautology
we
is
exist here,
tautology, you're not wrong.
now.
The opposite of what I just explained could be true as well. The universe could be not meant for humanity. Maybe there's one not limited by gravity, where they travel faster than light. You can't say for sure such a universe doesn't exist.
No, that's how logical
If it
proof
does,
works.
Then we could expect that aliens would be interacting together within it.
Could we?
Okay, now that's
It's a bit of a jump, but sure.
Maybe that was the universe God had intended in the first place. And this one,
We've moved from
failure.
sophistry into just
so
rampant, pointless
we exist in the
speculation
universe got abandoned.
and Gnosticism.
what's the matter?
You guys talking like this, I don't feel like drinking anymore. Kinda getting the feeling I was an idiot for acting like we won the lottery.
Junpei, you're an idiot for many
I mean,
reasons.
don't you agree? There could be a history somewhere out there that's happier than ours.
Oh, hey, we're letting the perfect be the enemy of
And
the good
maybe
again.
It's really true.
So,
We might be in the history God abandoned.
we have gone from the final anthropic principle into
Q team. Q. Mira.
everybody dies off screen, and meanwhile,
Team. Diana. Sigma. These five
Carlos,
are now
Akane, and
deceased.
Junpei praise
As a
Yaldabaoth.
result, 5 X-passes will be revealed. I kill fool.
I kill fool.
Fate.
So I is Q, kill is Mira, fool is Eric.
That means only Phi is still alive.
Sorry. Forget what I just said. Huh. Seems like we're the ones with the best luck. God hasn't gone and abandoned us.
What do you mean?
Didn't you hear that announcement? 5 X-passes were released. The only one left to die is Phi from D-Team, and then we...
Yep, that's fair.
Junpei! Don't you ever say that, even if it's a joke.
Thanks, Akane. Really, I feel the person that should probably die here is Junpei, just because so many reasons. Although at least he's not wearing such a stupid jacket this time. Okay, so there's still content left in that behind locks. Interesting. Not sure how the locks function in this game is the thing. But hey, let's go to another fragment, shall we? Actually, you know what? This is about the time when I should be taking a break, so maybe I should do that. Yeah, I like... As Marty McFly cosplay, Junpei's outfit, not that bad. As everyday wear, yeah. I am going to take a quick break. I'm going to go and stretch and get some more water. All of those good things. Also going to run some ads because Twitch likes me when I do that. Wow. Came off creepy when I said that, didn't it? Anyway, so I'm going to do that. I would recommend all of you also go stretch. You know, get some water, maybe eat something, Take your tablets if you haven't. And I will be back in 5 or 10 minutes. Love you all. See you in a few. And we're back. Hello again, everyone. So, where did that section come in the overall story flow? Just... was it that one? No, that's the pantry. That was with all the mannequins. Okay, it's here. So, it will lead off to some very short branches when we have the locks for them. I say again, the structure of this game is weird, and I'm not 100% sure I'm here for it, but you know, said I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it. Also, a very long straight piece there. Not sure what that's about. Unless that's the true ending route and they're just showing it us from the start. Anyway, let's check out a new fragment. Oh, this is a nice short one. Let's hit it. Poison. That's promising. These music cues, I like that they've stayed consistent.
The infirmary.
Guess we were locked in here while we were unconscious.
I find it weird as well how we never see them wake up.
Opened.
So
They
that
just
means
kind of are
We
places.
weren't locked in?
But why are we here then?
1810.
Greetings,
You can just click to bring up the menu during a cinematic? Well, that's a thing to know.
Team, how are you feeling?
Cool, didn't know that.
Before we begin, I shall tell you a story.
Great.
17 years ago, no one was killed.
Cool story.
One day, about a month later, a male suspect was located.
Weird way of phrasing it.
Death. He claimed innocence, but the jury found him guilty. The verdict could not be overturned, and thus the man was executed. In her grief, the man's wife took her own life. 2 young children were left behind.
She left 2 children?
We moved to several years later.
Okay.
New DNA analysis results proved that the man's claims were true. He was falsely convicted. The true culprit remains at large, their identity still unknown. Life is simply unfair, don't you think?
More of these pointless stories.
Calamity can occur without warning. Say perhaps one day you woke up.
Are we doing Kafka's Toxin Puzzle again?
Poison. That's not too odd to happen to someone,
Isn't it?
just as it has to you.
How is that not too odd to wake up and find yourself injected with poison?
If you do nothing, the 6 of you will fall asleep. Only
6?
to never regain consciousness again.
6.
Fuck you, asshole.
The
Thanks,
antidote
Junpei.
is in that room.
Constructive.
Find it. Good luck.
We've been poisoned?
I don't feel different, but I doubt he was lying to us just then.
Why?
We better get to finding this antidote. I didn't make it to today just to end like this. I need to do what I'm here to do. I can't
Junpei,
die.
it's been established in
You're right.
in the first game
Let's
at
all
least
get through
that
this
your clothes
together.
always have a bajillion pockets. Can
find
you
a
not
way to
put
stay
that ring
alive.
in one rather than just occupying one of your hands with this at all times? Didn't we just go through basically this with Q-Team? Yeah, that's why I say, is this Kafka's Toxin Puzzle again? But it's not quite the same. This is less of a puzzle, more just, lol, you got poisoned. Also, here's some Alphonse Mucha. Woman holding a candle. It's a silkscreen. Junpei doesn't like it, because he doesn't have taste. This is a humidifier. Cool. He lost his pockets when he got rid of the Marty McFly vest. He still has jeans. Blunt is dead. Says Batman. Here we have an MRI machine that we absolutely should not turn on. And a barcode reader, apparently. Okay. Okay, if they're saying it's a CT machine rather than an MRI scanner, fine. Anything behind this poster? No. Know him by the sign. Weirdly threatening medical department? There's a power box, but it's shut. But the wall is cracked, so there's that. The plant, also dead. His lab coat, also dead. But hey, there's a stethoscope. Made a little bit creepy there, Akane, but let's move on. Can we stop? Can we stop just randomly going into lol men are perverts? All the time. Just cease. Weirdly threatening medical department, so a medical department. Yeah, you're not wrong. Need a combination. Can I use our stethoscope? Because the sounds don't seem to be different at the minute. These number combinations have over 1,000 variations. We can't try them all. I mean, bold of you to assume, given that we just had the whole quantum immortality thing going on with we can throw the dice as many times as you like. Trash can, we can hide inside it. Well, maybe you should, Junpei, for obvious reasons. Welcome back, Abby. You've missed things. Here we have a very shiny syringe. But yes, apparently they've woken up injected with poison, or so Zero claims. In what he says is not such an odd circumstance, and it's just like, isn't it? Cool, can we not make this all about the weird medical kink again? Here we have a canister with luminol. Hey, our old friend. Only this time in a swanky can. It's not as unusual a circumstance for two of these people as maybe it should be. Yeah, you're not wrong. Does this turn on? No. Oh, wait, was I just spraying luminol on it? I think I'm spraying luminol on things. Hey chat, what should I spray luminol on? Any blood here? I mean, like, we're not using UV on it or anything, so... Yes, I know we shouldn't hold on to the spray bottle if we want to search things, but what if I want to spray things? Have you ever considered that, Akane? Okay, fine, I'll put the bottle down. Spray the CT machine. Oh yeah, I didn't, did I? Drawers locked. Consultation tests. So, Junpei Tenmyoji just casually chuck his surname in there. Lol poison. A sink. It's empty. Fine, let's spray it on the machine. Yeah, like I say, surely we'd need the UV to get luminol to do anything, right? Scan doesn't do anything when you press the button. I So I have a syringe, I have a stethoscope, I have a barcode reader, I have some luminol. Not sure what to do with any of those things. Ah, there's drawers. This drawer isn't locked. But it's also totally empty, he says, while the art shows stuff in it. Nothing important. Cool. Why did this need its own whole camera angle? If you're just going to be like, is there anything in here? No. Oh. Can we not... See, I really thought we'd be able to use our stethoscope on the locks here. But there doesn't appear to be any variation in the clicks. So presumably that's not what we're looking at. I mean, you give me a clicky combination lock and a stethoscope. I mean, what else am I meant to assume? The power box, but it's impossible to open. This is a regular white lab coat that we can't do anything with. For an infirmary, this room is in terrible repair. Picture of a woman holding a candle. Can I do anything with it? Is there a hidden barcode? Can I stab it with this syringe? I mean, it's nice. Yeah, it doesn't help that they've put this against a very stressful backing track. You know what? I'm just gonna... Just gonna turn that down for a bit. Backing track feels like it's being timed. Yeah, it does. Yes, I know we need to figure out how to open it. Are there no hints? Are there no pourehouses? Okay, maybe we need to combine some things. Yes, I have reached the combine everything with everything stage. Okay. We can use it to hear sounds. No, stop being weird about it. Yeah, see, it really feels like this should be the answer. But there's no difference in the clicks. Yeah, I know the combination is wrong. I am a little bit lost, I'll be honest. I didn't spray the humidifier? Anything else I want to spray? Stethoscope the poster? that doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oh wait, did you mean the other poster? Okay, you said, I hope I'm wrong. Well, your hope is vindicated, because that did not appear to do anything. It's so weird that we get this really close zoom on this, with no real information. I sprayed it, right? Syringe is fancy looking. Lunola poster, maybe? No. Lunola power box. Yes, stop telling me I don't need to hold the spray bottle to search things. I know. Okay, fine, I guess. Something's written on the locker with blood. There you go, 528. The combination is probably 528. Good to know. Thank you, Carlos. And there's nothing in there. Okay, let's try this one, 693. Who was the person who was dying and decided I'm going to write the combinations to all of these? Yeah, I thought I'd sprayed them already, but no, I must have clicked the lock or the wrong piece of the metal. And it's empty. Okay, this one's 413. And here we have a cube. Cube-shaped puzzle, but all the parts don't fit together. Okay. Oh, this is going to be awkward as hell to manipulate in 3 dimensions. I'm pretty good at these puzzles, but that's, you know, when they actually exist in the real world and I can feel them. And not when... Okay, so hitting check will make them more... So you want to line everything up to where it should be before it goes in, which, to me, seems even more awkward than the opposite. Because you have to do it all in your head, and that kind of visualization I am notoriously bad at. And we get no other feedback other than just bzz, wrong. Which is today's incredibly niche reference that I thought was funny. I sweat. Does the help give you any more information? Nope. What's 6 perms 6? Because I feel like that's how much we're going to be trying. Maybe just line them so all the gold's on the outside. Yeah, I guess. Okay, that must be that side one, and then that links in with that. Can I rotate them? Nope. And then that to there. No. Wait, can I rotate them? Did the... Nope. Oh, yeah, wait, the bottom of that isn't gold. Yeah. That was the worst way to do one of those puzzles I have ever experienced. But hey, the puzzle's done and we got a keycard. And Junpei says, no, no thank you, do not like. Shall I finish looking in the lockers? I may as well. There might be something else. And it would be very me to just be like, ah, those other ones don't have anything in them, we will ignore them. Aha! A card. It's a picture of a syringe pointing at a candle. Oh, so we do need to... We do need to stab the poster. But I tried that. Oh, there's a lot of blood on the floor that we apparently also sprayed. Okay, a hot take, but puzzles that can only be solved after they've told you how to solve them are bullshit. Card said to inject the candle, so I did. You've got to have a himbo in every game, and this time it's Carlos. What are we missing? I don't know. Presumably you have to inject it with something? Okay, well I've got this card anyway. What does that do? Is there something in here that I can do with a card? Not that. Oh, the CT had a card slot. Hey, it fits. We can use the scanner. Let's try it out, because we're all trained radiologists. Maybe we should just press the big flash button. Who to scan? Carlos, I guess. Carlos, it says you're a himbo. Alright, so we need to just get scans of all ours so that we can barcode read them. I don't think this is going to turn into a Saw style, oh, and the key is inside you puzzle, but I say puzzle. Test. Oh, now you're going to be weird about scanning a Cane. But we have a barcode reader, and we could go and read those barcodes with it. Let's read those barcodes. These look like MRI readouts, not CT. You are not wrong. But then, you are expecting the writers of Zero Escape games to use accurate science, is your problem there. Barcode readers responding, why are you so surprised? These are clearly barcodes. And there you go. That was the unlock. This is a completely normal way to lock things. Drawer is unlocked. What is in drawer? A bottle of ink and a lug wrench. Of course. I mean, why not? Let's fill the syringe with ink. And then inject the ink into the candle flame. Have I mentioned how completely normal all this is? This isn't creepy at all, says Junpei. Also, you injected the candle, so why is it... You injected the flame, so why is it coming out of there? What? Oh, these are also candles, and we can inject here as well. Okay, so now we have X's at the corners. There's something right in the middle of the X. It's small, and I can feel corners. Is it a lug nut? Can we lug wrench it? Yeah. %100% normal way of operating a room. The picture slid up. And something came out. Is this a bunch of vaccine antidotes? Something inside the glass. Could that be the antidote? I mean, probably. Numbers are there, but what is the combination? Okay. Now you're saying, can't we just turn it till it clicks? Is this where we apply stethoscope? I like that they have a visual representation, because puzzles purely based off sound cues are just bad accessibility and a bit crap. Hot take. Why are we not getting a click? Maybe I need to be going right again. This lock isn't working like it locks like this in real life. Yeah, but nothing in these games works like real life. Come on, you know this. It's usually just 3 numbers. Oh, and then press the button. I do not appear to be able to press the button. What does the help page say? The numbers on the dial must be matched correctly 3 times. Clockwise, counterclockwise, then clockwise again. Okay. It's cool. It would have been cool if they'd told you that outside of having to look at the help pane. Yeah, I just had to let go. Congrats, we did the thing. Cases that look like they could contain an antidote. A, B, C, all the way to H. There are 8. They all have a small container. But anyway, we found it. Just in case we need it later. Yeah, cheers, Emily, but I honestly... puzzle facts don't usually carry between rooms.
You've successfully found the antidote. The poison must be circulating through and making you feel heavy right now. But do not worry.
Poison, it's heavier than blood.
Shall be spared if you drink 100 cc of the antidote within the case.
The case? This case?
No, the other
It should
case.
be obvious that there are 8 containers
Idiot.
labeled A through H. Vials of liquid are within each of these containers. Only 1 container holds the antidote. The other 7 are dummies. By pressing the red button in the center, the lock to that container will disengage. Only 1 may be opened, however.
So if we're wrong, we'll...
So this is the same thing again, of just roll it every time until people don't die.
Sitting beneath each button is a sample of the liquid stored within. It is only 1 cc, but it is enough to provide a clue to its validity. The antidote has a peculiar characteristic. 3 minutes after you lick it, the tip of your tongue will become numb. You have 5 minutes.
What?
If my calculations are correct, the poison will have spread completely through you by then, and your life is forfeit. Which case will you open then? The choice is yours.
What do
Fear
we
my
do?
devilish plan.
What
I
the
will make you
hell
lick
do we
all these
do?
boxes.
Maybe We should go left to right and lick each one. I'll take A. Carlos, grab B. Akane, you take C.
No, we can't rely on that method to work.
Why?
It takes 3 minutes before we know anything either way. That would be alright if we picked the correct one, but if we didn't...
We're all dead.
So, what do we...
Junpei, just calm down. There's a better way.
This feels like it's gonna get
First,
weird.
Carlos.
I think it's already got weird.
You need to lick E, F, G, and H. Next, Junpei. You lick samples C, D, G, and H. As for me, I'll take samples B, D, F, and H.
What about A?
We don't need to test that one.
Why?
We don't have time. Just do as I say.
All right. Let's trust Akane.
There's no contagious brain plague yet.
My tongue! It's doing the tingly numb thing.
I've got nothing. What about you, Akane?
If only Junpei's gone numb, then the answer is...
This is where the brain plague started.
Akane!
Hey, what's wrong?
I'm gonna have to look back in the chat log to see which letter was which.
Shit! Our resistances, they must be different. It looks like the poison got to her faster.
So what should we do now? What was that method Akane came up with?
We'll have to make the decision ourselves.
The answer. What's the answer? I licked samples E, F, G, and H. Junpei had C, D, G, and H. Akane licked B, D, F, and H. And then, only Junpei felt numb. In that case, the container where the antidote is.
I wasn't following those numbers those letters while he was saying them. Let me just scroll back in the chat log. Yeah, C is the only one that Junpei and nobody else had. So, even though both Junpei and Akane had to lick the D, the correct answer is C. So, of course, I'm going D because we have to get the bad end first. Also, would it even work for multiple people licking it if it's just 1 cc of it?
Why are there 6? Zero said that we'd need 100 cc's of the antidote. Doesn't that mean that each of those are 50 cc's?
Not necessarily.
No, I'm pretty sure these are 100 cc.
So, there are 3 left over. Whatever. We got it right. Didn't we, Carlos?
Yeah, I'm positive.
God, Akane is fully back in damsel mode this game, and I do not care for it.
Hang on, Akane.
Hurry, get her the medicine.
Yeah, I know.
We need to take it too.
Right.
And then they all died, because their lives are being ruled by a
Okay,
cruel
down
and
the
capricious god who wants to see all the options. Junpei didn't already take it. Zero was clear that the little sample wouldn't be enough to do it.
You guys. Damn you. Carlos.
It's not Carlos's fault, it's me, it's me. It's all me. It's just that I suck. Because I wanted to watch you all die to tick a box on a flowchart. You know how it is. Oh no, game over. So surprise. How is it Carlos's fault when Carlos correctly remembered the system? I mean, Carlos correctly remembered the system, and then in that reality made the wrong choice anyway. Because himbo. Oh, and the antidote is C for C team.
Hold on.
Can you feel it, Junpei?
Yeah. Do you too?
So I'm the only one without a reaction.
Ah, they changed the
So I
answer.
got it, and Junpei did too. Then it must be.
Oh, that's cool. That is actually cool. The fact that it's giving us kind of different branches
Akane!
within our reality
Hey,
rather
what's
than
wrong?
just in theirs.
Shit.
Well,
Anyway, fast
only
forward.
I didn't feel anything. In that case.
So Akane and Junpei both feel it. Which means... this time it is because they licked the D.
Why are there 6?
0 said.
We've heard this.
June.
Fasty forward to the next
Hurry,
bit.
Yeah, we need to take. Okay, down the hatch.
Aha. And then they did not die. What is that pose?
No. That's...
Junpei.
Okay, Junpei's remembering different timelines again. Or Carlos is. Somebody is. But wait, there's more.
I'm really sorry. I just suddenly fainted and.
No, it's okay.
Because I do that a
William
lot,
still
right?
saved
Because
us.
girl.
Thanks.
Huh. Still, 6 vials of antidote is kind of strange. Why so many? What are the other 3 for?
Now announcing the current casualties. Q Team, Q, Mira.
Meanwhile,
and
Q have all died off screen again.
These 3 are now deceased. As a result, 3
Have some X passes.
I kill
I kill
fool. That is
fool.
all.
Q team is.
How could they? Even Q. He couldn't even see or hear when... to
What?
just mercilessly kill someone like
I
that.
assumed he could still see through the mask, otherwise most of his things don't make sense.
So, I guess that means...
Junpei,
only
I
us
think,
and
is
you
just
two
making
are
shit
still
up here.
alive.
Oh, wait a minute. I think D Team might be in danger right now. Carlos, Junpei, grab the antidote and get to the lounge.
Hey, what are you?
No time to explain. Hurry.
I've got hands, says Carlos. What's up with that woman then? Says Carlos.
These are an antidote. Please drink them, Akane.
No, I don't think this is
When
time
Zero
memories.
spoke
I
to
think
us,
this
I
is just
realized something.
Zero had mentioned that the
C
6 of
Team
them
were
would need the
only ones to
antidote.
be administered the poison.
So I think Akane's just actually applying some logic for once.
Only to never regain consciousness again.
Huh. You're right. He did say 6 back then.
Yes, he
Yes.
did.
And now Q Team is.
So the other 3 are...
Everyone on D team. I just hope.
I
these
mean,
actually
or it's
get
possible
there.
that it was everyone on
Will he
Q
even
Team
reach
and they're
them in
already
time?
dead.
The only thing we can do now is
Like, they don't
pray.
know that.
What?
That wasn't that.
He'll be in time? Or...
Or
That he
Pray
doesn't
for
make
Tiny
it, and there'll be
Dog.
6 people dead. That's what you meant, right?
Junpei.
Junpei's an
I'm
arsehole
kidding.
in this game.
Oh,
Just-
God, you sound like my mom.
Yeah, arsehole confirmed. God, are we gonna have another
You don't
maths
really look
lecture
all right,
now?
Carlos.
Or philosophy?
Maybe the poison's not completely gone yet.
No, that's not it.
Maybe we've just been injected with
worried
every
about
drug
the
under the
DT.
sun, and that's probably got some interactions.
Junpei, this might sound messed up to you, but
Would you kindly go sit in a box and
I
die?
saw something earlier, like a vision.
Ah, you're having
A
time
vision?
memories.
Junpei, your head. It was in the pantry. Just your head.
That's a weird way of phrasing it. That's a weirdly maniacal
What the
laugh.
hell are you smoking, Carlos? I'm fine. See?
Why are you being
Look,
so weirdly
all limbs
dismissive
attached and
of
accounted
people
for.
Maybe it
having
was like a prophecy or
time
something.
memories
I highly
after
doubt
the
you're
first
seeing into the
game?
future.
I agree. I don't think you're predicting what will happen. It's not the future you saw, but a different past.
Oh no, they're
do you
fully on
mean?
board with the time memories, but they're
No,
just like,
don't you,
yeah,
Junpei?
whatever.
Morphogenetic field theory.
There we go, it only took
A
until
special field
2.5 hours
exists
into
in a
episode
dimension we
3.
can't see that acts as a medium for information. This may be what's happening. I think Carlos accessed that field and saw another history.
What?
Remember what you said during the vote? You can tell down which path death waits and which is safe.
What?
Yeah.
Did he say that? I don't remember that.
That's just my gut feeling.
Are you sure?
Where are you going with this?
You're a firefighter, right? There must have been countless times when you found yourself facing danger. Better to go right or left. Go upstairs or turn back. Maybe every time you made a decision, you were observing the other histories.
Or maybe
Which
he was
room
just a
held
trained
someone needing your
firefighter.
help? Which door blocked an inferno?
Maybe
You knew
firefighters
because
are just
you
quite
saw
good
it
at their
happen
job.
already.
Morphogenetic field theory. Why do you know all this, Akane?
Because I have the same ability as you.
And that probably would have been relevant at
Junpei
some
can do
point,
it
but I've
too.
not mentioned it until now.
He saved me once. It's thanks to his power that I'm even here at all.
Seriously, it's even weirder now that
That was
they're
a long
acknowledging
time
that
ago.
Junpei and Akane are psychic, given
I
that...
haven't been able to use it since. Even now,
Ugh.
I...
Anyway, moving on.
Greetings. How does it feel to revive from the brink of hell?
0.
This Zero's probably the weirdest Zero we've had left, and one of them was a rabbit.
When next you wake, know you will have no memory of these past 90 minutes. Pleasant dreams.
All sections cleared. It's been a while since we've seen that because we've had things with locks on. Well, let's carry on the C-Team roundup with this next one. Also a nice short one. Although probably not that short, depending on how bad I am at solving puzzles. Ah, this time it's the Monty Hall problem. Let's all argue about maths.
Damn it! I figured brute force wouldn't work.
So this is control. The air, water, and electricity for the shelter are all managed here.
This is probably where transmissions to the outside world happen.
Is it?
But
Why?
It's disconnected.
Oh, I guess we can't order a bunch of pizza then, huh?
there are a lot of
Why is
monitors
Junpei
here.
such a dick in this game?
This might let us review the footage from the security cameras.
Huh?
Also, like I say, it
There
is
are
weird that we
security
never see
cameras
them
in this place?
waking up. It's just
Carlos,
always
it's
bam, memento
2028.
into the middle of a scene.
I'd be more surprised if there aren't cameras hidden everywhere.
She's right. The ones I used for work were about the size of a woman's nipple.
Cool.
Well, I guess I'm not.
That's a
informed
super
about nipple sizes.
Creepy point of comparison.
A carbon dioxide extinguisher.
You're definitely a firefighter. Your eye spots different things than us.
Occupational hazard.
You're thinking about carbon
Whenever I
dioxide
go
while
somewhere
Junpei thinks
new,
about nipples.
I end up checking the extinguishers first thing.
I see.
Not sure what that
And because
stutter
you
was.
do that all the time, you're able to save so many lives.
It's really nothing much.
What are you talking about?
Full
You
stop for
dive
some
into
reason.
danger without thinking twice about your own safety. You do it like it's nothing. I think that's pretty amazing.
You know, I doubt it's all that.
Wow.
What are you trying to say?
Well, Carlos was just doing what he was trained to do. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it's like you said.
I'm sorry, Carlos. He's acting out now, but Junpei used to rush to the rescue a lot.
And it's just the way
when
we
were
cut
young.
and everybody's in a different pose.
Sorry, but I am done with playing
And
the action.
arguably
hero.
in different
But why?
places. The direction is
Because
just
I grew up.
impossible to...
You just sound even more childish to me.
Yeah, wow, Junpei, what is wrong with you?
It's January 1st. Worst way to start the year off.
Spoiler,
I've
it's
never
probably
not
not
been
January
able to
the
say
1st.
Happy New Year to Maria before.
Maria?
My little sister.
Well, take comfort knowing she's alive, at least.
Is she?
Don't forget what Zero said. Very few of you will find yourselves able to welcome a new 2029.
Anyway, let's just figure a way out of this room.
Got it.
Don't know what that was outside,
Yeah,
but it was very
don't
loud.
get a book in
Apologies.
here, it might be 2030 before we even get out.
Okay, sure, whatever. Let's seek a way out, I guess. Here we have a bunch of knobs on a circuit diagram. And we don't have any clues at the minute, but that's fine. A bunch of knobs with mirrors on the edges. Oh, that's what these are, okay. Here we have a cupboard that is locked. These buttons turn lights on and off. Junpei is sad because of experience. We're going to need a specific combination rather than just turning them all on. That or they'll affect something else. Here we have the thing pointing north. And then, is there one on the blue one as well? Yeah, there is. We have these lockers, 1 to 10, interesting. We have this board. No, Junpei, stop, don't ever say that. Here we have some sunglasses. Just all of you shut up. Okay, Carlos is allowed to keep talking, everybody else shut up. Here we have a big machine that does something. Here we have a red bomb and a green bomb and an intercom panel. Now just click random things until you find the things behind them. Okay, that seems important. What's this machine for? Nobody knows. There's a cable sticking out of it, so there is. I'm sorry, what, Akane? Holding it up to your mouth will shoot cola out? What is your problem? And here there's a door, but it's locked. Okay, that card we picked up. Okay. What's this machine? It does nothing. Cool. We have buttons that don't do anything, a screen that doesn't do anything. And we have these knobs that presumably do something, but if they're mirrored, then I probably need a light to go from one to the other. Do any of these lockers open? Tried them all, but none open. Okay. We have a pair of sunglasses with no earpiece. Oh, we have... How did I miss this whole machine? I apparently missed this whole machine. There's a switchboard. And views on static electricity. I mean, I assume you just connect light to light? Nothing's happening. There's another card. Okay, so that's some more of the numbers there. Not sure how important that is, given that I don't know what these numbers are for. Over here we have a camera on a shelf of jars. Here we have a camera on... yeah, like a corrugated iron shutter. Oh, we can zoom in and out. Ah, this seems important. Okay. So, our orientations are northeast. So that... Wait, why don't I just take a memo? This is exactly the kind of thing the memo function was designed for. Yes, it's some kind of hint. I know, I just found the hint. Now we're going to go and apply the hint. Yes, I know that we need to match the angles. I was just... Ah, we can't do it while the... We can't have the memo open at the same time. I think that was that way. Yeah. That one wants to be not that way, that way. Horizontal and then very slight to the northeast. Yeah! I can read a map to a puzzle. Seems like we were right. And now the bottom locker is open. Oh no, that locker. Okay, locker I didn't even realise existed is open. What's in here? A battery. And a card with more numbers. Is that a battery? Is this what batteries will look like in the future? Okay, we've got 4 more of the numbers. We just need the lower left ones. Right? Yep. Okay, let's check the other monitors. We checked that one. Over here we have S to the... No, sorry, red to the south. Pink to the west. Pink is already to the west, thanks my apparent savant brain. Red south. And then does this have the others? No, this is a thing of a crane. Ah, but the buttons can do the crane. Grrr. Why is it showing us the... Okay. Why are we seeing the sound effects? Okay, so if we don't hit exactly... Oh, the sound effects are relevant, okay. Maybe that's what's important. So up goes Gur, right goes Vree, left goes Whir, down goes Znur, and claw goes Ding Dong. So, presumably there's a hint involved somewhere. Okay. Those buttons don't do anything. Are the colours relevant? What, the sound effects? I don't imagine so, but it's possible. This locker will need to have the right combination of the 12 lights. The switchboard, I don't know. The voltage sign might be a hint for the correct combination. Oh wait, these are in the wrong order. Like, a different order. So going down from the voltage sign, which is at the top. I'm just going to take a memo again, because I can do that. Four, 1, 2, 5, 3, 3, 1, 5, 4, 2. So if we connect them in that order, so 4 to 3. Oh, that already is. 1 to 1, 2 to 5, 5 to 4, 3 to 2. 1 to 1, 2 to 5, 3 to 2, 4 to 3. Still wrong, okay. Interesting. Does the help pane say anything? Because it's had weird numbers of extra hints for other puzzles. No. Or maybe it's about the position on the poster. If we match like to like on the poster, maybe that'll be right. So that means that one wants to go to that one, which is 3 to 3. That one wants to go straight across, which is 2 to 2. Am I just connecting like to like again, which I already established was wrong? That one goes to that one, which is 4 to 4. That one goes to that one, which is 1 to 1, and then that one goes to... Yeah, okay, that's just connecting like to like again, which is already the wrong answer. And they keep saying the voltage sign could be a hint. In what way? Maybe it's connecting these to, like, if they just went across on the poster, the order they would be hitting in. So that'd be 4, 2, 5, 3. Nope. Shot mark might be a hint. Probably call it the voltage sign. No, that means something different. 2 columns, numbers, and a voltage sign. Yes, I'm aware. And I have some sunglasses and a battery. I am more than a touch confused. I feel like I've got half of several puzzles. Oh, at least they tell you this hint is not relevant anymore. Oh wait, 2 rows of 6 cylinders, so this is like the ones on here. They're all turned off. So if we turn this off and then look at them again. They're still the same. Room with a bunch of cylinders in rows. Does this give me anything else? No, series of 12 buttons requires the correct combination. Maybe I'll have to connect something else up to give me said combination. None of these inputs do anything. I mean, I presume the other 2 bombs are going to be north and east. Could be wrong. But this is about the amount of logic I have. Nope. Strange machine, cable sticking out of it. Can zoom in on it, but it doesn't do anything. This machine, nothing. This cable, where can we plug it in? I don't know. Is this enough to leave the thing up with? No, it's locked. I'm confused. Fire extinguishers. Nothing else on this machine. Oh, what are these dark screens? Can we see them through sunglasses? Or are we just gonna say, lol, no, there's nothing on them? Okay, great, love that. Okay, so presumably there'll be a quote, like a code of sounds. I really feel like I should be able to tell you what this switchboard puzzle is, but I can't. Maybe it's just my brain right now. But here we are. And perhaps more importantly, much as I hate to leave it in the middle of an escape room, I think we might have to for once. Because I have other things to be doing today because we are going out. So, I think we're going to leave it there. This has once again been a ride, although frankly not as wild as last time, just more expounding on pseudoscience, as these games are wont to do, and Junpei being creepy, as these games are wont to do, rather than all the murder and weirdness that happened elsewhere. I mean, there was still a certain amount of murder. Anyway. Okay, cool. Yeah, gotta wrap it up, can't really run long, so thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for staying to the end, means a lot. If you've been watching this, you know where to find me, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/saaaaaaad, that's SERASENT, the House of Hubris. You'll see all this on a title card in a second. I'm streaming every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, until we finish these games or the world ends, whichever comes as more of a blessed relief. Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 2 PM British time, that's 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific, other time zones are available. And occasional other bonus streams. If you want to be notified when I do go online, if I do some weird extra stuff, then you should throw us a follow. Costs you nothing, ups my numbers, and gets you notified whenever I'm live. If you miss anything, the VODs are on my Twitch for 8 weeks after the fact, or about 2 weeks after they've gone up, you can go to my YouTube, which is youtube.com/users/rf191999. Wow, I screwed that up myself. Or if you don't trust me to say the link, because God knows I don't, then you should just click the link down there-ish. It says VOD Archive. And throw that a subscribe as well. Costs you nothing, again. Ups my numbers, and means every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday you will get hot, fresh VODs delivered to your subscription feed. And that channel's got everything going right back to the start of the channel, which was nearly a year ago now, which is mildly horrifying to think about. What else? Abby, just for you, yes, sleep is good. I should probably do more of it. I should have done more of it this morning, but I had to get up early because somebody was fixing the radiators. And if you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, you can, regrettably, best place to look is on Twitter at Waruce, that's WARUCE. And if you want to see me in other projects, best place to look is twitch.tv/TheBardsPlayhouse, that's THEBARDSPLAYHOUSE, where you can find me every Saturday night at 6:30 PM Eastern, that's 11:30 British time, because much as I should do more sleep, I don't. Where I'm in an ongoing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Fall of London Chronicle. We're getting close to the end, but there's plenty of time for more drama before then. We had to skip this Saturday just gone, but we should be back this Saturday. I make no promises because things keep happening, but fingers crossed we should be back. What did I miss? Something. Oh, the usual plug for if you want to support me despairing at anime idiots financially for some reason, you can sub or cheer on the Twitch, but you very much don't have to. Any contributions very much appreciated, but really, if you just turn up and hang out and be chill and have fun, that's all anyone can really ask of you, and certainly all I would need you here for. But apart from that, I think we're done. So, I will say again, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you again for more of this, where we will get out of this room and probably talk about goats on Thursday. Love you all. Bye.